Hello everybody, this is Havoc back with another Total War 3 Kingdoms video. First off, I'd like to thank everyone who's watched, commented, rated, and subscribed to the channel. I really didn't think this would take off as it has, and it's only given me the motivation to keep these regularly pumping out. I will also be sticking to my Monday and Thursday upload schedule, that way you will always know what days I'll be releasing content. Only in special embargo cases will I release anything on any other day. Moving on, today's video isn't so much a guide, rather one that is to provide you with some changes and toggles that can increase the quality of the game in various ways. We will be primarily in the game settings tabs, but we'll dabble in the campaign and battles too. And I promise you, no memes this time. As always, let's dive in. The graphics section is of course where you can toggle the quality of your game. We are only going to look at a couple of options you'll want to mess with for this video. First, you want your anti-aliasing setting to be on TAA. Temporal Anti-Aliasing is new to Total War, and it will give you the cleanest look to your game. The other setting to look at is your post effects. With 3 Kingdoms, you have 2 different campaign settings. It makes sense to have 2 post effect settings as well. With Romance, everything is brighter, more colorful, and very fantasy looking. Records is akin to Total War Attila, meaning it's more dingy, dull, and just a bit more dirty. Personally, I favor this effect as it's more historical to me, but it's your campaign, choose whichever you'd rather see. If you're looking for a truly immersive experience as a non-native Chinese language player, there are options to toggle Chinese audio for all aspects of your campaign.
忠于内心，而非忠于王侯。
主公，如今洛阳焚荡，庐舍丘墟。
我誓要手刃东贼，为民除害。
Of course, you'll need to toggle subtitles if that's the case. I have played with the Chinese audio settings. It's a fun way to play the game, having watched the 3 Kingdoms TV show in the same way. As a non-native Chinese speaker, I cannot vouch for the accuracy in dialect or verbiage though, and it would be interesting to get the opinions of people who can speak the language. Another cool feature Total War came out with was battlefield conversations between generals. They either encourage their friends or taunt their enemies.
How many have you killed? Not enough, I think.
I really hope your blade is sharper than your wit.
It was a fun way to play for a while, but after a good while, I turned it off. There's only a certain number of insults in the dissing pool, and it gets old after a short while, so I thought I would include that in this video. We finally have Warhammer Cinematic Smoothing Camera in a historical title. Being able to get those sweep pan shots during battle just makes them more epic in my opinion, and I usually have mine slided at 80% for a really good pan effect. In older historical titles, the tactical map was toggleable through the tab button. Now it's possible to just keep scrolling with your map to activate it, no toggling required. This may or may not be for everyone, and that's why I included it. Now we are starting to get into the meaty things, some of the more requested parts for this video. Those that have various forms of color blindness have color profiles during battles to help differentiate between allies and enemies, which I believe was implemented in Warhammer as the first title and should be in there from now on. Dragout Outlines is a new feature to 3 Kingdoms, falling in line thematically with the game's inkline format. Turn that off and you get the marker per entity style Dragout from previous Total War games. Another cool feature of 3 Kingdoms is that by default when you select a group of different unit types, dragging them out will auto-form lines based on their unit types. This is very helpful to make sure your archers aren't on the front lines with your infantry, etc, etc, but if you're into that old style of a drag-out single line, then just turn it on. This is hands down one of the most commented questions, the alternative unit card option. By default, the cards are the older, less colorful units. Turning on the alternate cards turns them into the colored versions, which look so much better. Lastly, in the interface section, we have the battle interface options. In battle, hold down the spacebar to access a whole range of in-battle settings on the right-hand side, from hiding trees, toggling unit pathways, and showing unit cards above the units to quickly see what troops you have on the field. Finally, moving on to the campaign side, there are a few options you have to clean up some things for quick and easy access to information. First, while in the diplomacy menu, head down to the bottom right of your screen and toggle the faction grouping button. This will sort the factions into groups like alliances, coalitions, and vassals. That way you can quickly determine which factions are associated with each other for quicker, more efficient negotiation. Sometimes the list of commanderies and characters can get a bit messy. Luckily, we can sort them both out through various methods. Commanderies can be sorted by food production, public order, population, and income. Your characters can all be sorted by rank, occupation, name, and by satisfaction. Using these sorting options can help you figure out which commanderies or characters need the most attention. There will be times in your campaign where you want to remember where a certain resource town is, if a city has a bigger garrison that you can take on and you don't want to besiege it, or even in the late game when you need to take out another emperor's capital. That's where the pin system comes in. You can now pin any part of the map, give it an image, title, and description, so you'll always know where certain things are on the map. It's a pretty handy feature if you ask me. While definitely not all of the quality of life changes available, the ones I provided in this video have either been asked a million times in the comment section of my channel, or are just things that I've noticed that has made my campaigns much easier or of higher quality. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I do hope the things mentioned in this video will help you out while you play the game. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, that way you're always up to date with all things strategy. You have until the end of May to receive my special Games Planet discount on 3 Kingdoms, though remember at the moment it's only valid in the EU. Also remember that I will be uploading every Monday and Thursday, so if there's ever a question on when something will come out, there's your answer. Thanks for stopping by. This is Havoc, and I'll see you in the next video.